Hotep Orbit. Peace family, it's your boy Superstar ASAR with day number 18 of my daily vlog, right? Alright, I'm trying to make this short and sweet, right? Got a couple notes. Today I'm going to be talking about two topics. One is white male privilege, right? And the second one is the Constitution. I'm going to go into that a little bit, and I'm going to speak about how the Constitution birthed white male privilege, right? Because a lot of people say white male privilege doesn't exist. But today I'm going to speak on that a little bit, give you a little information, give you some dates. You can go and research this information for yourself, check it out, make sure it lines up exactly what I'm speaking on, right? Okay, check this out. Now, white male privilege basically, in layman's terms, is since all the Caucasians, Anglo-European white Protestant people, you know what I mean, own the corporations in America, right? And that's from the music industry, that's from Hollywood, that's your food, that's your automobile, that's every fucking corporation you can think of. White people own that shit. White male privilege comes into play when black and white try to go for the same opportunity, and obviously the Caucasian is going to get that opportunity based on the hierarchy of how white supremacy, basically, right? Now, I got a small example of that in my own little country town life that I've experienced myself. You know, I used to hang out with white boys and shit when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I seen how white boys can go to jail, get felonies out the ass, come out of the chain gang, out there and get a good ass job, while my record might have a little misdemeanor weed charge on there, some bullshit, and I can't get right. You know what I'm saying? I seen how white boys, I've been riding with white boys who had their license suspended for DUIs and drugs and all kind of shit. White police pull them over, let them go. You feel me? While somebody like me get jammed the fuck up off of expired tag or some shit. That's white male privilege too. Another example is like Caucasoids like Macklemore, Eminem, you know what I'm saying, getting high praise on their musical genius or whatever, saying that they like rap gods and shit, saying Eminem the best rapper ever, when he's clearly not. That's white male privilege. The record sales and all that goes to that. But now I'm about to give you a little foundation of how white male privilege started in this country we call America with a triple K, right? You feel me? All right, check this out. Now, I'm going to go all the way back to 1444. Now, before that, you know about the Council of Nicaea. For all my Christians out there, you need to Google the Council of Nicaea. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows about the Berlin Conference. You know what I'm saying? Where white people sat down around the round table and decided who was going to take what parts of Africa. That's white male privilege back in the days, right? But I'm going to start at 1444. All right. Now, this was, you know, Christopher Columbus so-called came not to America, but, you know, to what was it, the tropics in 1492. But this was like 48 years before that, right? In 1440 something. Moving. Oh, okay. I know I saw you walk through there. Say hello again. I'm going to put you on blast. Now, can you give me an example of white male privilege? What you think white male privilege is? We talked about it before.
One black guy and one white guy go apply for a job, and it's like a higher advantage, like a manager.
Yeah.
Then more likely the white person get a job because most Caucasian white folks own businesses around here. Okay, well, not just around here, but that's true. Word up. Not around here, but just the corporation in general. You know what I'm saying? Is predominantly owned by Caucasians, right? I appreciate that. Thank you, babe. I'm glad you be on point. Now you would shame me if you would answer that wrong. But check this out. 1444. I'm gonna refer to my notes right quick, right? 1444, right? Before Columbus came over this way, right? You got somebody by the name of Henry the Navigator. Go check this out. Google this shit. Henry the Navigator, right? They had already been up and down through Africa a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And Henry the Navigator brought 16 black slaves, 16 black Africans to the Pope, right? Somewhere over in fucking Europe or wherever the fuck the Pope was at, in the Vatican, right? Took 16 blacks to the Vatican from Africa and made them slaves for the Pope, right? So
The Pope was goddamn loving that shit. So about shit, let me see, 1444 and 1488. You know what I'm saying? Still before Christopher Columbus came over this way, right? 1488, because you know he came 1492. 1488, the Pope made, like, and his name was Pope Innocent. Google this motherfucking name, right? Pope Innocent said, he made like an announcement, like you go on Twitter right now or Instagram and say, man, y'all want to get some fucking free labor? Y'all want to get some free labor and people that'll work their ass off for you? Man, you better get you some fucking black nigger Africans, right? The Pope, right? Catholic Pope, a priest, said, get you some fucking blacks and use them as slaves, right? Now that word spread like wildfire. And like I said just a few minutes ago now, go check out the Berlin Conference, check out the Council of Nicaea. That's when they started doctoring up ideas on how they're going to colonize the country, because they couldn't just go in there. You know what I'm saying? Now they already had sent Islam as a prerequisite to slavery, because the Turks got a lot to do with Islam. But we ain't going to touch on that, because that's when motherfuckers started saying, black people are the ones who sold slaves in slavery. Now, the shit deep in the rap on that shit. So I'm just going to stick to the white male privilege on this one. I go into that later on, right? All right. So they knew already where they can get the labor from, right? I'm finna introduce you to capitalism, right? But before capitalism, we had, well, not we, they had something called mercantilism, right? mercantilism. Mercantilism. And basically what that is the belief in the benefits of profitable trading, right? So motherfuckers was already trading. It was commercialism, right? You know, like how Asians traded opiates and silk to Europeans for gunpowder and, you know what I'm saying, different spices and shit that folks traded, right? Back in the day, right? It's called mercantilism, right? Before capitalism came. But this was the birth of capitalism. And this was the birth of white male privilege right here. I'm about to tell you now. All right. So the Pope gave them the science on where they going to get the labor from, right? All right. Now Christopher Columbus cruising on up in here in 1492, right? He like, yeah, I done went to the western side, you feel me? And I done found this big ass piece of land, right? I found all this land, right? He went back to Portugal telling everybody, we about to take over this little land right here. But we got a little problem. It's some natives on that motherfucker, but we're going to impale them to death, commit genocide on them, rape the shit out of them, sick dogs on them, kill them, enslave them, you feel me, and take the land, right? Then, to work the land, we need some bodies for free labor. So we're going to go over here while my other Euro, Anglo, cave, mutant, beast, savage homies colonizing this continent. We're going to go over here and we're going to grab us up some slaves, you feel me? And we're going to bring them over here to the Western world and we're going to make them work their land while we reap the benefits. So, one, you got free labor. Two, you got free land. And then you got motherfucking Anglo, Caucasoid, white Protestant Caucasians reaping the benefits of this shit. That was the birth of capitalism right there, right? Alright, so I'm going to go on. Now remember, before capitalism, it was mercantilism. Look that up. Capitalism is now born, right? So once the land, let's see, once this land was taken, right, the race began, right? Christopher Columbus put out the call. You know, they was here for a while, killing off Native Americans, killing off the native blacks that was over here, you know what I'm saying, taking over the land. But he put a word out back to Europe and Portugal and whatever, all, you know what I'm saying, and gathered 9 nations of Anglo-Saxon white Protestant people and told them, you know what I'm saying, 9 Euro nations, and said, we're going to develop this Western world. Now that's when the race began. Race. The word race, because that's all race is. You know what I'm saying? When niggas say the black race, the white race, that's what it is. It's a race to develop land. And see, we ain't even started the fucking race. We still at the fucking starting line, right? So That's when the race began, because 9 European nations raced to develop this land, right? All right. So, after that, right, we're going to fast forward to 1789, right? 1789, the first constitution was crafted, right? Now, 1789, use your brain, use your thinking cap for a minute, and tell me what were blacks in 1789, right? You was fucking slaves. That's what you was in 1789. You didn't count at all, right? You was property, right? So you gotta think about that. When they created the first constitution, when they drafted the first constitution, you was a fucking animal to these folks, man. You was working for free, eating slops, hog maws, and fucking pig guts and shit, right? So blacks were X'd out of that shit. Basically, the first goddamn constitution was crafted for strictly for Caucasian people. You feel me? And it's crazy as fuck when like black people like, my constitutional rights, right? What are your constitutional rights, right? You don't have none, because when the first constitution was crafted, your ass was goddamn a slave, man. You feel me? You didn't even, you was an animal. All right, we were animals. So get that out of your mind about the constitutional goddamn rights and shit. You don't have nothing, right? We was classified as property, straight up and down, man. No, any kind of way you look at it. All right, so these niggas spent, well, these Caucasians, not these niggas, spent 2 days debating on how they was gonna like technology us out of the Constitution, right? They spent 2 days debating this shit, right? And what they came up with to exclude the slaves out of this shit was ambiguous words, right? Broad, ambiguous words. I want you to go and look at the Constitution and see if you can find the word Negro, black, or slaves in the Constitution. Do that for me. You cannot do that. It's not in there, right? So they got them little code words to trick us, you know what I'm saying? And they're thinking now when we read it, it say shit like, all the people, we the people. When they say all the people, they were talking about whites. They weren't talking about us, right? When they say we the people, they talking about crackers. They're not talking about your ass, because you was slaves, you was property, right? So get off that constitutional right shit. It's fucking retarded. You know what I'm saying? You got to put your thinking cap on and think about this shit, right? So let's see what else I got here. Now, you know, they came back and they did a redraft, and also I'm gonna come up in the later 1700s, like 1790, I think, when they added the immigration into the Constitution, right? But when you want to look up in the Constitution and see how they refer to us as black people, as slaves, they say words like those in servitude, phrases like that. That's when they're talking about black people. When they say those in servitude, right? Or when they say those bonded, right? Or when they say those unhappy souls, right? That's when they're talking about us. Those bonded, those in servitude, and those unhappy souls. Go look at the Constitution and see what they say about those bonded, those unhappy souls. This shit is fucking sick, right? So, like I told you, the broad ambiguous terms is what's got us fucked up in the mind. Technology, 10,000. Well, we thinking they looking out for us, but they never did look out for us, right? Hold on a second. Grab my note. Alright. So, like I said, 1790. 1790, they came with the first immigration laws, right? First immigration laws, basically, you know what I'm saying, when you think about immigrants, like when white folks be trying to come up with their little pseudo-oppression stories, like the Irish, and you watch Gangs of New York or some shit, and you see all them folks fighting over their little scraps of land, that's some bullshit. While they was doing that, we was fucking slaves, right? We was fucking looked at like animals, man. So when they came up with the first immigration clauses in the Constitution, these motherfuckers solicited more Anglo, white Protestant Europeans to come, promising free land. Now, I touched on this on the previous vlog. So they put out another Instagram to the crackers in Europe saying, hey, we got this motherfucking this land, we gonna call it America, we got it on smash. Got all these slaves over here. You know what I'm saying? We started this thing called capitalism up. So if y'all wanna come over here and ball till you fall, come on over. We gonna promise you wealth and free land. You know what I'm saying? Get you some free land and get you some niggers. And you in the fucking game. That's white male privilege right there for your ass back in the days. Before Macklemore. Before any corporation was started, right? And that's the American dream. Now when you read the Constitution, they say, what's the American dream, right? And it's like, it goes something like, I left it out of my notes, but it's life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? But that shit's fake as fuck. It ain't life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's life, liberty, and the pursuit of land. You feel me? So all that constitutional rights, all that I'm black and I'm a conservative shit, the shit is fake, because all that, like, J. Cole right now is talking about, and I like J. Cole, but black people don't need to spend time worrying about fucking capitalism, because we never got a chance to practice capitalism, right? We were the fucking capital. We were the property. You feel me? So talking about that shit is really futile. You know what I mean? We were the property. So you gotta think about that too, right? So I touched on white male privilege, how it basically began. I gave you the beginnings of capitalism. Before that was mercantilism, was trade, right? But then you became the capital. They started trading your black ass, right? Created capitalism with that, with your free labor and the free land, while they reap the benefits of that, right? Think about that, man. And then white male privilege is still going on today, because like my little 10-year-old said, and some grown-up can't grasp the fucking understanding of this, white male privilege is like, okay, since they spent all them centuries working the shit out of your ass, building up generational wealth for themselves, that mean that they own most of this shit. That's white supremacy. So if a motherfucking Caucasian versus you going into, now it is some situations where black people do get the job over whites, because you got some redneck trailer trash motherfuckers going to try to get a job at a bank, and you going to try to get a job at a bank, and you a better ass kisser, and you look cleaner, your hygiene better, your credentials better, then yeah, you might get the job. But I'm talking about on a global scale. I'm talking about on a national scale. I'm talking about as a nation. I ain't just talking about you getting a fucking job at McDonald's over some white motherfucker. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about serious, hardcore white male privilege that started back in the days with your ancestors while they was working for free. Goddamn singing slave hymns and shit. Come on in my room. Ooh, you know what I mean? And even that's another instance of white male privilege right there. They put the image of God as a fucking Caucasian man. Now you might think, oh, that ain't shit, my nigga. What is this nigga talking about? But subliminally in your mind, if you looking the whole time seeing God as a Caucasian, he don't look like you, then when you see other Caucasians, you feel me? So white male privilege, capitalism, the Constitution, go and check all that shit out. Mercantilism. Go check out the Constitution. Find Negro black slaves or anything in there like that. Holler back at your boy. It's Superstar ASAR Day number 18. Much love to y'all. Imhotep Nefer. Shem Imhotep. Peace.